Right before we begin today's video, if you'd like to receive alerts about some of the best credit card offers, just go to this link in the description below to subscribe to my all-new credit card offer alerts. Simply enter your name and email and I'll start sending you those alerts for free. The Chase Sapphire Preferred credit card is one of the best travel cards ever made, especially for people getting into the travel rewards game for the first time. In fact, it was the very first serious travel card that I got in my own journey, and it still provides tremendous value to this day. But over the years, it's undergone some changes, one of which is really irritating a lot of people. The card earns 3 points per dollar on groceries, but not just any type of groceries. You see, it earns only when you buy those groceries online, and it excludes the likes of Target, Walmart, and wholesale clubs. While we may not like it, excluding those stores is actually understandable. They're not really supermarkets. They're retailers or department stores or wholesalers that happen to sell groceries as part of their larger business model. But it's the online grocery store purchases that really grind some people's gears, mine included. However, I've discovered a secret trick or a hack that will get around the online grocery store requirement. This is not going to work in 100% of situations, but it might be a lot broader than you might think. In fact, I tested it myself at 2 different grocery store lines and it worked. I earned triple points on my in-store purchase without any issue whatsoever, but there's just one little switch or change that you have to make in your approach to how you use this card. And that is to use the store pay method via the store app. It'll look something like this. You open up the grocery store app and sign up for their free account. You link your credit card to your account and you'll get a QR code to pay either at the register with the clerk or one of the self-checkout options if that's available. And now I'm going to walk you through step by step how to set this up. We'll then wrap up by showing you my actual transactions and how many points were earned for each one. Gotta incorporate the proof that this really does work. Let's begin with the first, which is Whole Foods Market, now owned by Amazon. Naturally, the first step is to, of course, get the app from the App Store. So do so, create your free account with your login and all that, and then once you open it, you'll be able to see your QR code pretty much right off the bat. If you're watching this video in the future, there's a chance they change some of their menu around, so just look for some sort of self-pay option. But for me right now, as I record this, it comes up as the first thing I see. Underneath the QR code, it currently says New. You can now pay with your in-store code, including self-checkout lanes. And directly above that is the card that I have there on file. So if you want to add your Sapphire Preferred to earn your triple Chase Ultimate Reward points, then here's what you want to do. Tap on your current card, or if there's not one set up, you'll still go ahead and set up for the first time. Click on Add Payment Method on the next screen. You'll then be presented with the option to scan your card, so it'll get the numbers and all that for you if it works. Otherwise, just type it in manually there, your card number, expiration date, and the name on your card. Then click on Add and Continue. And then you're done. It's really that simple. So Amazon/Whole Foods did a great job of making this a minimalistic type of setup. So now the QR code will be programmed to charge your Sapphire Preferred. Now here's how it works in the actual store. You can likely scan your code whenever you want during the checkout process, right at the beginning, at the end, sometime in between your transactions. But what I like to do so I don't forget anything and also to make sure that I get any in-store discounts right away, I just walk up to the self-checkout there and I'll scan my QR code as my first step. Then go ahead and scan all of your items one by one to add them to your cart. What you're looking at here on the screen is exactly that. I've scanned my QR code and all of my items. That's why you see the total there in the bottom right of $79.86. And in the top right, you get to see a little live video feed of yours truly. And if you're doing this in the same order that I did, you'll then see an option down here that says Pay with In-Store QR Code. Would you like to pay with your card linked to your in-store QR code with a green button that says Confirm Payment? When you tap on Confirm Payment, there's nothing else to do. You don't have to swipe again or anything else because it already has the initial swipe that you begin with. So at that point, it really becomes a one tap to pay and you're done. Your receipt will then print out, you bag your goods, and you're on your way. Now, back in my computer, I then waited a few days for the transaction to go from pending to posted, normally 1 to 3 business days, and then up to around 5 business days after that for all the transaction to settle with the rewards also being added. As I waited with eager anticipation, I then logged into my online Chase account, chose my Sapphire Preferred card, scrolled down on my transactions list, and then I saw February 9th, 2025, Whole Foods, category of groceries, and the amount of $79.86. Clicking on that transaction and opening up further details, I then saw the merchant type, grocery stores and supermarkets. And most importantly, the method, online, mail, or phone. The key here being online. And then the final category there of groceries. I was able to see that method basically the same day while it was pending for my initial transaction. So I started getting really excited about online potentially triggering this triple point category. Points hadn't posted yet, so I still had to wait those few extra days. And when I did, this is what I saw. Rewards earned with this transaction. 3x points on online grocery. 240 points. And what is $79.86 times 3? $239.58. So Chase even rounded up. All right, real quick here before we keep talking about this really cool trick with the Sapphire Preferred. There's a chance you probably use this card with another Chase card. For example, the Freedom Flex, which earns 5 points per dollar on rotating categories every quarter of the year, oftentimes which includes groceries. And yes, at that point of the year, it makes more sense to use that card to earn 5x instead of 3x. So for all of you out there who use 2 or more cards as part of your broader strategy, check out today's sponsor called Matt's Rewards to really effectively manage your cards with great ease. Matt's Rewards is your go-to app for all things credit cards in one place. Up at the top here, I can see balances both in dollars and in rewards, notifications that are important, bills that are due, plus the amounts and the due dates, also my credit scores per the banks, and even my individual cards here one by one with their balances, rewards, and utilization. You can even get a nice scrollable list of all the transactions across multiple cards to see where you've been spending your money, and even identify which card is going to be the best one to use for different categories, or even based on the stores that are around you. And perhaps the biggest time saver of all, the ability to automatically activate all your Amex offers, Chase offers, and more to double up on your rewards. As a matter of fact, my Amex Gold card already had 134 offers activated thanks to Matt's Rewards. So if you want to give Matt's Rewards a try, use the link down below in the description. There's a totally free version as well as the paid gold tier for even more features. And by using that link below or adding the code MARKR, you can actually get a 1-week free gold trial plus a 1-month discount. Now back to our secret Sapphire Preferred trick. Conclusion number 1, the first attempt at using this trick was a success. I realize that not everybody shops at Whole Foods, at least not for all of their groceries. I, for one, typically go there for select specialty items once in a while when I need them. So to give a much broader national chain here that's much more common, my next attempt here was with Kroger. Setup was definitely more involved than with the Whole Foods app, so here's how I walked through this. First, of course, get the Kroger app on your phone, create a free account, and stuff like that. Now, to add your card, once you open the Kroger app, you'll see a menu there at the top. Again, this could change as they modify their app, but look for something that says Kroger Pay. Then you'll maybe see a little guide here telling you a few steps if it's your first time going through the sequence. From there, I then tapped on Get Started. You'll also be prompted to add a PIN for your first time setup. But once you've done all that, then going forward, as you open the app and hit Kroger Pay, you'll then see where are you paying today. This will either be at the pump for their gas stations, or in my case for this video here, use at the register. Because we're trying to trigger the grocery category, not gas, which is not a category on the Sapphire Preferred. It should be though. In fact, if you believe that gas should be a category as well, drop a comment down below and let the world know. Maybe someone in Chase will see it. Once you've tapped on Use at the Register, you may see as part of the first time setup to use voice to pay. You can actually set up some Siri voice commands to activate it if you want. Otherwise, just tap on Got It to move past there. And then from here, you'll see toward the bottom, Paying With in your eligible card that you already have added, which if you don't have one, just click on Change. My old card on there was expired anyway, so now we're going to click on Add Card on the next screen. From there, you'll be given a form to fill out with the normal info like your name, card number, CVV code, expiration date. Also the option to make it your default card for all of your payments. Also remember to add your billing address and then click on Add Card. And this is where you'll be given your lovely QR code. So you can now scan this at the self-checkout stations or at the normal checkout line as well. You can also see some additional stuff here for initial setup things, some instructional guides on how to use it. There's also a store mode that you can activate with the tap of a button to really simplify the overall app experience and just give you kind of 4 main options. One of which is to check out with Kroger Pay, so it puts it right in front of you. Aside from that though, once you have your QR code, you're then ready to use it. So going to their kiosk here, I'm doing the self-checkout experience so I had time to take pictures and show this to you, but it'll also work with the normal clerk. Scan your QR code there at the scanner. Just like the Whole Foods experience, I like to do this first right off the bat just so it's a done deal. I'll then go ahead and scan all my items so you can see some of them there on the screen, they're populating. And then when I'm done ringing all of them up, I tap on the green Pay Now button. And what do you know? One of the options I see is Kroger Pay. So I tapped on Kroger Pay and it was again a done deal because I already scanned initially. So the next screen I saw was, "Thank you for shopping with us." My receipt then printed over there on the far right and I just walked out, it was done. But the big question still remains. Will I earn triple points at Kroger as well? Will it code in the same way as Whole Foods? Let's find out. After allowing some days to pass for the transaction to clear and the points to be issued, I then logged into my Chase account here, chose my Sapphire Preferred again, went to my transactions and saw February 13th, Kroger, category of groceries, and $74.93. Clicking that transaction to then pull up more information, I then saw some very familiar text. Merchant type, grocery stores and supermarkets. Method, online, mail, or phone. And the category again of groceries. Once again, I was able to see that info even while the transaction was pending for a day or two. So I was really looking forward to seeing those triple points come through because I saw the online there once more. And I'm happy to say it worked. Rewards earned with this transaction. 3x points on online grocery, 225 points. And what is $74.93 times 3? $224.79. Chase once again rounded up. Unfortunately, not every supermarket chain may have this type of tech built into their app, at least not as of the recording of this video. For example, I'm out here on a trip in Arizona right now, welcome to hotel number 2, and they have Albertsons out here. So I got the Albertsons app and went through the Albertsons Pay experience, linking my Sapphire Preferred card to it. But it's not quite what you saw with Whole Foods and Kroger. That's because in their flow here, you can see Albertsons Pay there at the top, they actually have you still use Apple Pay as part of the sequence. So when I tap on ready for checkout here, it then brings you to your QR code, but look what it says. It's just for your discount. So you scan that on the scanner and then you tap on next, and then it will bring you to the pay section. That's step number 2 now here in the process. And it just says to tap your phone on the terminal. So as soon as I left it on the screen and tapped it on the terminal, then it brought up Apple Pay by itself, which if I can conceal my card digits, looks just like that. So I then tapped it on the terminal and then went back through the Albertsons Pay app and got my receipt and the whole thing was done. But because Albertsons Pay uses Apple Pay for the payment, that's where this whole thing fell apart. You can see here from my screenshot of the transaction on my Chase account, it says merchant type. Grocery stores and supermarkets, that's good and expected, but the method was in person. And therefore I only got 1x points. So someday if they're able to integrate Apple Pay into the real pay flow of the market's app experience, then it could work. But as long as you're sent out to Apple Pay and then back in, or just conclude there, then it won't work. And as a little side note here, the Albertsons family of supermarkets also includes the likes of Safeway, Pavilions, Vons, and Tom Thumb. They all basically have the same app too. So I'm assuming this experience that I had here with Albertsons would apply to all the ones I just mentioned and more. But again, if you have the Kroger supermarket chain experience, which includes Kroger and Ralph's, Smith's, and a bunch of others, then that type of flow should work because the QR code is used to directly charge your Sapphire Preferred. Stated differently, you're never sent out of the flow. With all that said, I'd love to hear from all of you and your experiences trying this trick out. Drop your comments and data points down below on the supermarket chain that you were able to test this out with and whether it worked or not with your Sapphire Preferred. Before you go, be sure to check out the links down below in the description area to earn some more cash back whenever you shop online. You can even switch your reward preference from cashback over to Amex membership rewards points if you like. To sign up for Max Rewards and better manage multiple cards, rewards, benefits, and more all in one place. And to view my site with some great credit card offers that you can now filter down by reward category, benefit, and more to find the cards that you like best. Thank you all for watching. I hope this was helpful, and I'll see you in the next one.